And we are back. Hope you enjoyed those duct tapes. I definitely did. You know, my favorite part was when the funny thing happened. You know, yeah, it was quite humorous. If you do ask me, shout out to Vortex Slam. But that we are now coming back, continuing our coverage of the HomeStory Cup Winter's Wonderland group stage with more ZvZ.
Yeah. To be fair, our final ZvZ of the night. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Ellie.
Who can't hurt us anymore.
We'll never forget you. But she can't hurt us anymore. Not anymore. Oh my god. Yeah, fun fact, if you guys are maybe missing a little bit of that Chase action, I will be casting with Chase tomorrow. ESL Mkabeja. He has agreed to hop on as a bit of a guest caster.
A very special edition tomorrow. So you're the Bonnie.
Oh, true. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be interesting because it is the first day of Lunar New Year's, and it's quite possible that a lot of the Koreans are going to be celebrating that. So I don't know what the turnout is going to be like, but hopefully we get somebody.
They're gonna play from Grandma's house. is what I'm hoping for.
Hope so as well. As we are still continuing with this series here, we have soO going up against Elazer.
Yeah, to sort of round off our ZvZ trilogy here. It's almost like a round robin of, well, I mean, technically it was a round robin in the HomeStory Cup,
but like it was a round robin. I wonder why it feels that way. It's crazy. They're all playing against each other. What was the format of this tournament? God damn it.
As we jump straight on in to our last ZvZ of the evening, where we're here in the top right-hand corner of the map, all the way spawning in the top right-hand corner. We have our blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea, representing the Kwangdong Freaks, or just the Freaks, if you prefer to call them that. We have soO.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of data under the sea, we have his opponent, the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. Oh boy. So as you were saying, of course, this is a round-robin group, and you know, it's kind of like this actually happened the previous day as well. The previous day we had the Clem support group, and here we have the Raynor support group, where both soO and Elazer did get 2-0'd by Raynor earlier in the day.
Oof. That is, yeah, very much true. For a second, I thought you were talking about, like, I thought you were meant it in a way that's like, oh yeah, Clem just fucking smashed everyone. But then at the end, Nightmare came in.
Oh.
And he redeemed them a little bit. And I thought that might have been a little bit of a teaser for later on.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we shall see. As, yeah, neither of our players, at least from the coverage that we've had so far, have been able to put a point on the board.
Yeah, exactly. They've been having a bit of a hard time in the ZvZ. soO especially, we've seen soO fall to both Scarlet and to Raynor, but we'll see how things will change here. We'll see how their ZvZs have been able to shape up and refine over the course of the day, bearing in mind that all of this was played kind of back to back. So very little room to breathe, very little room to have breaks and to try and reacclimate yourself. It is one of those kind of weekend marathon tournaments.
Yeah. Just stock up on the hot six.
Oh.
Or whatever the German equivalent of that is.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even just like smuggle the hot six in, like in your luggage on your carry-on.
That's smart.
There you go. So yeah, we'll see how they've both learned from all the ZvZs that they've had today, and how they're going to be able to adapt here as well. For the time being, hatch gas pool all around, third base, mainliness as well. Like, they are mirroring each other. Everything seems pretty normal.
For the time being. as soO just makes a couple more lings, while Elazer takes the opportunity to drone up. That's a little bit more than a couple. That is a lot of lings coming out from soO.
Here we go. We saw soO do this against Raynor, but bearing in mind that Raynor, he actually did go for earlier Roach Warrens in a lot of his games to be able to defend against this sort of thing. We do see, though, that Elazer, he is just going to be relying on Ling Bane here. Can he hold on to his third?
Well, it's going to be a little bit easier, I would say, for Elazer once these Banelings finish up, but there's definitely a lot of opportunity for soO to just try to split up his forces and maybe try to snipe the Banelings as well. He needs to be so careful about that, though.
Yeah, he gets us around on the Queen already, but no, he does pull back. The Banelings of Elazer come in just in time. Ooh, the connections are okay. One of them was okay, the other one not so much here, as Elazer loses every single one of his Banelings.
Yeah, this gives soO a little bit of an opportunity, but Elazer with the defender's advantage is fixing this back. Very nice connection for soO for one of these Banelings. Elazer took a bit of a gamble and lost. But soO is still gonna need a little bit more time to reinforce this.
Yeah, it looks like both players did take some heavy losses on both sides. Elazer holds on to his third base, and soO is forced to back on up. But with his defender's advantage, with his own third, he should be okay. We'll see, though, as Elazer is trying to morph in Banelings in the middle of the map.
Yeah, which is normally a very safe thing to do, but not in this case, as soO is being a bit more active and being a bit more aggressive on it.
Yeah, but it looks like the third base of soO has been broken. He's being zoned out of his own third because of that one Baneling. He just cannot go in to support himself. So the third, it looks like it's going to be going down.
It should be going down. Elazer, understandably, being a bit more focused on the Queens with his with his Zerglings for the time being.
Yeah, and two more Banelings just barely morph in as well. 3 Queens go down, as well as the third base. Elazer, he gets the maximum value here out of these Lings.
He really does. In the blink of an eye, Elazer was just able to kind of sneak past the Lings of soO and just really secure himself a bit of a lead. soO, he's got to do something big right now to equalize.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
He can't remake the third.
He can't because of the morphing and Banelings. There we go. Finally, he can try and throw that down. The problem is that the onus is now on soO. He has to try and counterattack. He has to try and reciprocate this damage in some way, shape, or form. But so far, he isn't. He can't.
Yeah. He really cannot. These Banelings are so threatening right now from Elazer. Just slowly waddling their way forward and constantly forcing soO's Lings to back away. Elazer once again finds a massive opening and he's going straight forward.
Yeah, he goes straight into the natural and straight into the main base as well. He has the freedom to do so. soO does have 2 Banelings trying to chase this all down, but it looks like soO is going to be losing another one of these Queens. The Banelings, they waddle on in. Up.
And they aren't quite able to connect just yet, but the sheer presence of these Lings is going to be a massive threat right now to soO.
Yeah, exactly. As Elazer, he is transitioning from here. Roach Warren was already thrown down. Elazer is already looking quite good when it comes to the droning. He's up to 42. He's up 7 drones compared to soO. He's up a base as well. And soO, he's still trying to get into his own roaches.
Yes, slowly but surely. But I think a little too slow, if you ask me. Elazer gonna be pulling a little bit of a Raynor right now, and he is just gonna be ramping on that pressure.
Yeah, exactly. And soO's gonna try and go for a counterattack. He bypasses the arm, and his Lings are gonna be able to get into the natural base of Elazer, so he's gonna be able to deal some counter damage. But Elazer's across the map with his own roaches, and he just has so much firepower here. The third base is under threat once again.
Yeah, not only does he have so much firepower here, but back home, the reinforcing Lings were able to take out the counterattack of soO. soO was only able to take out 1 Queen before all of his Lings expired.
Yeah, exactly. Now with all those reinforcing Lings, it looks like Elazer just has an overwhelming army right now. Once again, soO's going to be losing everything here at his third, and he's going to be losing the third itself.
Like so. Okay, not quite yet, but pretty soon. The boys have been pulled. And that is the sign of desperation here for a defending Zerg player. GG, Elazer takes game number 1 in this best of 2 group stage match.
Wow, GG. Once again, soO starts off as the aggressor. He's the one putting on the pressure, on the aggression with his Ling Bane, and then things just turn for the worse for him, you know?
It's like he ran a full lap. It was aggressive until he wasn't.
Yeah, and a lot of this is just Ling Bane micro and Ling Bane fights between the two players. It looks like initially soO was doing quite well for himself, but he didn't really have too many defensive Banelings, and the Banelings that he did have, again, he didn't really get the connections that he needed to. He was a little bit careless with some of those Banelings, and you in that like stage of the game you can't be, because you have so few of them. You have like 3 to 4 Banelings max, and every single Baneling matters that much more.
Yeah, I want to say that this definitely felt a little bit tighter coming out from soO compared to his series against Scarlet especially, but I have to wonder how much of that is just soO tightening things up and how much of that is just how chaotic the early game was.
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic, to be fair. Oh boy, and we'll see how this story ends as we get into game number 2 here. Can soO tie things up 1-1, or are we going to get another 2-0? That's the other thing that I wanted to bring up as well. We've had nothing but 2-0s so far. Like, we haven't had a single tied up series.
Which is strange, but yeah, we'll see if that trend continues as we jump into Cosmic Sapphire for our final ZvZ of the evening. We're over here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have our blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea, representing Kwangdong Freaks, or just the Freaks. He is soO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have his opponent, the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid, currently up 1-0 in this best of 2 series. It is Elazer. And as we can see, soO is going to be a little bit safer here. He's a little bit scared, and I don't blame him. He hasn't had a great time to just today in this group stage, and he's opening up pool first.
Like so. Oh, getting gas though, so it's more of a safety pool.
Yeah, just a pool hatch gas here from soO. So with this, in case he was up against a 13-12 or a 12 pool or even a 14 pool, soO would be safe. But Elazer didn't take the bait. Elazer, he just opened up hatch first.
Yeah. It may not be likely, but in those few times your opponent actually does go for a 13-12 with Cosmic Sapphire, that's when you're really going to wish you went pool first.
That's true. It is true, as soO, you know, upon going for pool first, he is just making 2 Lings just to move out across the map, just to get some scouting information here. He has recognized and realized that his opponent isn't being aggressive, so he's going to try his best here to, you know, catch up from this, like, small economic deficit at the start of the game.
And my eyes definitely are a lot more on soO, just because, like you said, it is a lot more on him to try to adjust his play to match his opponents here. So far, he has done nothing but aggressive openers this evening.
Yeah, we'll see if things are going to settle down on Cosmic Sapphire. I believe this is the first game on Cosmic Sapphire today.
Oh, no. We have Super vs. Scarlet game 1 was on Cosmic Sapphire as well.
True. I had wiped that from my memory, but that did happen.
I think this is our first ZvZ on Cosmic Sapphire. No, wait. No, listen.
We've had nothing but ZvZs. Oh.
What am I remembering?
I don't know what you're remembering, mate. I don't know. I think this is our first game on Cosmic, isn't it? Am I crazy?
I mean, this is our first game of the night, so yeah. Yeah.
As we do see both players just going for their third bases here. Bailey and Ness are on time. Elazer is making an influx of Lings at the moment, just to put on the pressure a little bit, but not to, oh no, never mind. I was gonna be like, he's not making too many Lings. Nah, mate, there's 20 Lings on the way.
Yep. Yeah, this game could be over before it really begins, and once again, soO, looking at his vision, doesn't have the best coverage with his overlords.
Yeah, I mean, soO, his overlords, they're covering the main entrances here towards the third bases, so he should be able to get eyes on the Lings, and here we go, the Lings do reveal themselves on the right-hand side. They're going straight for the third base of soO. soO does have 2 Banelings on the way, but they're still on the way, and these Lings are going to get a surround on the third.
Like so.
Oh.
soO, even his own Lings are getting a little bit surrounded, but his Banelings are up and running.
Yeah, here we go. 1 Baneling already going down. The second Baneling goes down as well, and that is all the Banelings that soO has here. Now he only has Lings and that 1 Queen to hold on, and that third base is going to be going down.
And not quite enough energy to land a Transfuse, and once again, I think we have a very similar story to just about every other ZvZ soO has played tonight.
Yeah, just this Ling Bane kind of portion of the game is where he seems to struggle a little bit more here. I mean, he does have a couple more Banelings on the way. He does have his third on the way as well, but I mean, already 300 minerals have gone down the drain, and Elazer is not letting up on the aggression.
Yeah, that's a lot of Banelings once again, just backing the Lings of soO into a corner. soO trying to retaliate with its own Bane. Oh, actually, all of the Banelings went down.
I think that was a misclick. Elazer, he targeted the hatchery with all of his Banelings, and they all went off. I don't think that was on purpose.
That's what we think.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there before where like you're trying to like rally your units around the base, and then maybe he accidentally clicked on the hatchery itself. But regardless, Elazer still has a little momentum going his way. We do see a bit of a Ling counterattack across the map. soO does get a kill on a Queen.
Nice. Whatever he can really get at this point is gonna help him inch his way back into this game. Elazer still has a lot of momentum going his way, but soO might just have enough breathing room to start turning this game around.
Oh, exactly. He's been able to re-establish this third. He can start droning up once again as well. We do have a Roach farm behind this. Roaches are already being produced, and Elazer is the one droning. And once again, soO goes for a Ling counterattack, and Elazer didn't have anything at his third.
Yeah. But this time there are a couple of Lings to turn around and just try to meet this.
Yeah, we do see Elazer actually just checking the drone count at the third base of soO. Now Elazer knows, okay, there are 0 drones on the way. He knows that he's ahead worker-wise. He has to make nothing but roaches, but is it too late?
Well, that seems like it's the case. A lot of Lings from soO still do survive, and they still are keeping up this momentum. soO, going for it with all of his roaches, should be able to meet the reinforcements of Elazer just like so. He's catching a lot of these roaches isolated before they can really group up.
How the turns do table. This time Elazer was the one droning up a little bit too much, and soO is looking to try and punish that right now with a massive all-in. GG gets called, and soO fights back here. He puts a point on the board. 1-1 against Elazer.
And just like so, the Raynor support group is fighting back. You know, neither of them really able to get nailed at 2-0, get a nice big lead, but I think they've both proven here that they're not going to be going out without a fight. They're both really vying to make it to those playoffs.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm just happy to see soO take a game tonight. He had a bit of a rough showing here overall against some of the other Zerg players in the group, but yeah, you know, kind of great killer instinct in a way. Like soO, upon losing his third base, like he was in a really rough position, and you could definitely argue that Elazer droned up a little bit unnecessarily. Like he knew that he was already up a base already, and he was checking, he was Ling scouting with his Zerglings to see the drone count. But even before that Ling scout, that you could argue that you should be pacing yourself a little bit more, and unfortunately he wasn't. You know, he was a little bit drone happy there, and we saw him pay the price in the end.
I would argue that misclick on the hatchery is what cost the Elazer the game.
Maybe
in the end, I mean, like we said, he had soO in a chokehold, but then just slipped up a little bit. soO took a deep breath and then he just flipped Elazer on his head, suplexed him.
Off the second floor, mate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Like we've been talking about it a lot in a lot of these ZvZs, the importance of banelings, and how important they really are in these link bane engagements. And we saw Elazer throw away 4 of them on a hatchery. He didn't even trade them against banelings. They just all exploded on that hatchery, and
the hatchery lived.
He did, yeah, it didn't do anything.
Building hatchery, actually. So
yeah,
just kept regaining health.
So yeah, that may have cost Elazer the game, just because maybe it cost him the momentum and it forced him to start transitioning and droning, where otherwise he probably would have kept the pressure up instead and kept flooding across the map. So regardless, GG, well played. The series does end 1-1. Oh, and Sue puts a point on the board.
Yeah. You love to see it. It's always nice to... I'm glad that we were able to end the ZvZs with a little bit of a tie, you know, with a little bit of a back and forth here instead of just a completely one-sided match. But just because we're done with ZvZs doesn't mean we're done with this group. We do, in fact, have some PvZs on our hand. And by some, I mean one on the schedule.
Here we go. So this was Group D, Patty Mac's group. Of course it was. He has to be in the D.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Unfortunately, we talked about it at the start of the broadcast, and I'll reiterate it here. I would have loved to have casted more of Patty Mac. He is one of our own. He's a CranKy Duckling. But a lot of the replays were lost. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the files were corrupted or the PC was lost or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Look, what happens in Winter's Wonderland stays in Winter's Wonderland.
Yeah, so a lot of his games we just don't have the replays for. And the other games that he played were on stream. I believe they casted Patty Mac versus soO on the main stream, and I think they casted Patty Mac versus Scarlet on the main stream as well. So some pretty high-profile ZVPs were covered, so shout out to TV for that at least. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the matches overall are lost wherever they may be in Germany, and this is the only one we were able to salvage. The only one.
Yeah, we gotta find like a snow shovel and start digging the roof. Could be buried in the snow. I think that's how it works.
Yeah. I see Cassid asking, he didn't save them himself. So the games were saved locally on the computers in Krefeld in HomeStory Cup. They're not saved like to like the cloud or anything like that.
I don't think that exists in StarCraft 2, does it?
Yeah.
Like a cloud server for replays.
No. The technology is just not there yet. You know, the intern, he cannot. We already asked so much of him to integrate like cloud storage for replays, apparently.
Yeah. One day.
Frost Giant.
One day they'll have a second intern. Frost Giant.
Yeah.
Out for replays, and also don't break replays.
Please, Frost Giant, please.
Please.
Oh god. So alas, we have just our one best of 2 here, our final series of the night. It is going to be Patty Mac versus Raynor.